The wisdom and truth contained in this sonnet is very relevant in our media-saturated world, where young people, girls especially, are bombarded with images that make them feel less than adequate. Although on first read, it doesn't sound like that kind of a poem at all. Here is Sonnet 130, My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are done. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks. And in some perfumes there is more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go. My mistress when she walks treads on the ground. And yet by heaven I think my love is rare, as any she belied with false compare. The reaction of most students after reading this poem is, wow, he just trashed his girlfriend. That's an understandable reaction. In the first 4 lines he says that his mistress's eyes, lips, and complexion and hair are nothing special. In the next 4 he says that her cheeks and smell are pretty plain. What's more is the words he uses. Done, black wires, reeks, and treads. Shakespeare is certainly capable of using far more flattering words than these. But you know that thing that we often find in a Petrarchan sonnet at the beginning of line 9? Yes, this is a Shakespearean sonnet. Shakespeare wrote it. It's got the Shakespearean rhyme scheme. But he uses elements of the Petrarchan form, including a volta. Line 9 starts with, I love. This is a shift. But it isn't a shift in the speaker's feelings. We just find out how he actually feels about her. He loves to hear her speak, even though her voice isn't much like music. And even though she doesn't float, he loves her anyway. And we now realize that he also loves her eyes, lips, skin, and hair. What girl's voice is like music? Do you know any who floats when she walks? I've never met a girl who has sunshine eyes, coral lips, and skin like variegated roses, and breasts that are as white as snow, and hair of spun gold. Oh sure, the girls in heavily edited and carefully curated social media accounts? And the girls in fashion magazines? It's only in places like these where you find women of so-called transcendent physical perfection. Not in reality. Oh, and we also find these angels in Petrarchan sonnets. Remember those? But we don't find them in reality. Shakespeare is using the Petrarchan approach to push against the ideas, the feminine ideals that are often contained in Petrarchan sonnets. That's why we call this sonnet anti-Petrarchan. Shakespeare's speaker is saying, my girl does not look like a Petrarchan girl, or some fake pics of a social influencer. And then in the couplet he says, my love for her is as exceptional as any love that some Italian poet expresses with his ridiculous comparisons describing some pedestal girl who doesn't exist in reality. My girl is real, and I love her. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you, and we'll see you next time.